Today in our 2017 Chevrolet Express van, we'll be installing the Curt T-connector vehicle wiring harness with 4-pole flat trailer connector, part number 55540. All right, here's what our wiring harness looks like. We have our 4-pole flat trailer connector here in order to give us all of our required by law lighting functions that are necessary to tow our trailer. We have our T-connect here for our driver's side. This will give us our tail lights, our turn signal, and our brake light. We have our ground connection here, which we can attach to the vehicle sheet metal with a provided self-tapping screw, or alternatively there's a ground bolt already inside the vehicle that we can take advantage of and not use the self-tapping screw. We have an extension over here to our passenger side to give us our passenger side turn signal. There's no cutting, no splicing, it just plugs in line with the taillight assembly and the vehicle's wiring harness on both sides. We have a couple zip ties here to secure all of our wiring inside the vehicle. And then we have this nice included dust cover here that we can use on our 4-pole flat to help keep it protected from any dirt, debris, or moisture. Just slide that on over there like that. Fold it back over it, just like that. To begin our installation, let's open up both our rear doors in our van. Now both of our connections that we'll be working with, they're right behind our tail lights on both sides of the vehicle. And they're inside the vehicle so we can hop inside and make our connections from the inside. And we're looking back at our driver's side right now. Here's the connection that we're going to be using to get our T-connector into. We'll pull back on this orange tab here. Once we have that out, we'll push it on this black tab. Okay, that's separated. We'll grab our connector with the yellow wire. We'll plug the male end here and the female end. Once it snaps in place, pull back, make sure it's locked. We'll take the female end and plug it in the male end on the vehicle. And we'll reinstall the orange lock tab here. Now this ground wire, we can just attach this existing ground bolt right here, or remove this 10mm bolt. Slide our ground over the bolt and reinstall it. Okay, this gives us a nice solid ground connection. We won't have to worry about it. Now we'll separate our 4-pole flat wire here. Make sure we have it pulled all the way apart and there's no knots in it. Okay, we've untangled all of our wire for our passenger side connector. We're going to connect this first and then we'll hide all the wiring going across the top of the vehicle. This way we don't have to worry about having not enough wire to our 4-pole flat here. We want to have as much slack on this on the 4-pole flat end. More than likely, you won't have these brackets here holding shelving units in place on your van, but we're just going to route over these. If you do have them, do the same thing. All right, now that we're over to our passenger side, we'll pull out the orange tab like we did on the driver's side. Press in the black tab here, separate the connection, and female goes to male. Same over here. Resecure a lock. Just tuck these in here behind there so that they're secured up out of the way. So we'll just secure a wire to this existing wiring harness just to help it keep it up out of the way. Now we grabbed some extra zip ties here and we went down our green wire to the end of our 4-pole flat just to help bundle everything up. That way we don't have one excess wire just hanging loose from the end of it. We'll trim off all of our zip ties now. Okay, with our wiring installed, we can grab it, set it down here on our little step bumper. Make sure we're staying out of the path of our door latch here. Close our door on over it. The weather stripping from the door will protect it. We can close our other door now. And when we hook up to our trailer, we just take off our dust cover here and make our connection. Before we do that, we want to make sure we test our wiring to make sure it all works properly. We'll be using a 4-pole flat trailer tester. So I'll plug this on in here. Then I'll go run our lights on the inside of the vehicle, and you can make sure they're working. All right, we'll start by turning our headlights on. We'll do a left turn signal. That's working. A right turn signal. And we'll step on our brakes. With all of our functions verified, we're ready to hook up to our trailer and hit the road. We've arrived at our destination and hooked from our trailer. We just replace our dust cover here. Open our doors back up. And we can store our wiring off to the side here on our driver's side. If you got a toolbox like here, you can just tuck it behind there and it'll keep it secure and out of the way. Now, if we wanted to have our wiring outside of our vehicle at all times versus storing it on the inside, we have an option of doing that. Right behind and below our driver's side tail light, there's a grommet right here. We can push this grommet out and pass our wiring through there. So we'll just take our plug here and insert it through our hole where that grommet was. Pull our wires on down through, and our dust cover too. And we'll drop it down behind our bumper cover here. So we'll just cut our grommet, just like that. Slide our wires through it, and push it back onto our vehicle. Now we'll cut off the zip tie that we use to bundle up the wire when we're storing it inside the vehicle. We're doing this because we're going to put a wire loom over it to better hide our color wires and to help protect them behind our door here. Now we'll take our wire loom and run it down our wire. Alright, with our wire loom installed over the wire, we'll put some electrical tape around it in a couple of locations just to keep the loom from coming off or the wires being exposed through it. Do the end up here too. Okay, with that done, we'll drop it back down behind our bumper again. We'll slide it over a gap in our hitch. Bring it back on over. Back to where our safety chain loop is. And we'll clip it on there. That way our wiring is readily accessible when we need to hook up to our trailer. We'll also put one zip tie right here to the frame to hold our loom up and out of the way. And also keep it somewhat tight against the back of the vehicle. Cut off that excess zip tie right now. And this gives us the alternate installation of having our wiring outside the vehicle versus storing it inside. Before we close our door on up, we'll make sure we re-silicone up this grommet where we cut it. This will just help keep any exhaust fumes or moisture from entering our vehicle. And that completes our installation of the Curt T-connector vehicle wiring harness with 4-pole flat trailer connector, part number 55540, on our 2017 Chevrolet Express van.
Click the link below to shop, learn more, or visit us at etrailer.com.